Hello there, YouTube. How the hell are you? My name is Vac, and we're here today to play some Marvel Strike Force. So let's just send out a few quick shout-outs to people, and let me pull this up on my off screen, and we'll get some shout-outs into Discord going on, and let a few people trickle in, and then we'll get the action started. So for those of you looking later on YouTube, I might edit a little empty time out if there is much of it, but I don't think we're going to take too long. So I'm just going to grab a quick copy pasta on the from YouTube. Here we go. So if you're new here, my name is Vac. Obviously, I've said that. And I play Marvel Strike Force, which you probably are familiar with if you found your way here. This is Mortytown TV. My guild is the Mortytown Locos. We're a Gold 2 alliance. And I've been running it for about 2 years now. I am a, 10.3 million total collection power player. And I've been at this since shortly after release. So a couple of weeks, for some time now, I've had friends and family pushing me to stream my content, my gameplay. I'm doing, fairly high level gameplay, and I have learned quite a bit about the game over the years I've played. So I went ahead and bowed to that pressure, partly because of coronavirus and having extra time on my hands and that kind of thing. And so here we are, Mortytown TV was born. So I've been streaming once or twice a day, and I have been putting out some short form video content for YouTube. I know that's what most people go to YouTube to see, not live streams per se. There's a good argument that could be made that I should be streaming on Twitch. There is more of a live stream audience there, but I just thought, well, one platform, and YouTube is new, and we'll see. There's a lot of big Marvel Strike Force players who do stream on YouTube, and it just seemed to me like that's where the majority of the community was. So that's where I wanted to start. So anyway, let me just let all the Mortys know that we're live, so they don't say anything embarrassing in chat, although we've got it mostly covered by the overlay. Alright, so let's get things going. Whales and dolphins, this is how you start your morning. Is you buy all the 50s, all the 100s, all of the energy that's worth buying, and that's pretty much the 50s and the 100s. And that's going to leave you with 1,000 and change, typically, to start your morning. If you're early on in the game or midway through the game, use the majority of that to farm character shards out of nodes. And that should be your primary focus. Focus every character to 6 stars, move on to the next one. Only farm the 7th star if they can only be farmed in an off-brand place like the raid store or arena store or something like that. If you can't get them anywhere else, if they don't come out of nodes, then by all means farm them all up. But if they come out of nodes, man, those 300 shards, they'll take forever for that 7th star, and you're better off just moving to somebody else, and you'll have them to 5 stars, 6 stars, but by the time you would have got that last guy to 7. So just let them sit at 6, and then they will, I guarantee you, they will build up to 7 on their own over time. And so by the time you get the majority of your roster to 6, a bunch of them will already be 7, and then you can just go back and knock off the ones that are left, and it won't take long because they'll be close for the most part. So spend your cores on energy, and buy cores at the best rate you can, and then spend your energy farming what's important to you. Now, like I say, that should be shards at first and kind of move more toward gear later. at the stage of the game that I'm at, it's all about gear now, right? I don't have a whole lot of shards left to farm, really none out of campaign nodes at all. I think the only character I really need left that I can get out of orbs is Blob. So I'm basically just waiting on new characters. But what I would really love right now is to get Symbiote Spider-Man a couple of pieces of gear and have him ready to go for the city section of Dark Dimension 3. So what I'm going to do is I am going to check the store, and this is another big part of farming every day, is farming the store. So now if you are a whale or a dolphin, here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for superior marrow extracts. Fantastic. That might have actually been enough to get him a piece. I didn't look close enough. But what we're going to do, we know we need several pieces. We're going to buy everything useful here. Definitely catalysts. Definitely catalysts. How am I doing on these? I need more. How about these? I'm pretty good. I think I'm pretty good on cases. Absolutely I am. So I'm going to refresh, and I'm going to see what else I get in here. I don't need the dossier so bad anymore. Not lucky enough to see a marrow, but I do see alien spores, and I'm going to need those for sure. So we're going to go ahead and pick those up. And I kind of like how I'm sitting on everything else, so I'm going to do one more refresh. Phosphates kind of do need, I was using them recently. And no, but we'll take the superior molecules, that's helpful as well. And then we're just going to move on. So I got everything I need here, we're just going to bank all that. Don't need these characters. We'll pick up some more phosphates. Pretty sure I'm good on particles. Yep. So moving right along. I got all the arena characters, so I basically spend my shards on or my tickets on Kingpin orbs, but not enough for one of those right now. I would really love to see some marrow extract. Yes! Oh, what a good day, man. What a good day. I love that. All right, let's see if we can get lucky, and we're going to refresh and look for another one. No such luck. No such luck. We will take the basic catalysts. We'd like to bank those as much as we possibly can. And more Alpha Flight ciphers. We're good on a lot of this. Some of this we really would want, but we don't want to spend war credits for it. I'm going to pick up some more basics, and then we'll move on to spend our energy. Good morning, Phantom. Thomas, how are you, sir? I understand it's probably pretty late for you. Nobody's going to be mad at you if you go get some sleep, man. But we do got a good hour and a half of content here to get through this morning easily. So let's see now. We did not get enough to get Symbiote Spider-Man enough marrow, apparently. We had just gotten an item. That's right. We picked up an item yesterday. So we're starting all over on grinding him up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go. We can't actively farm that, but what we can do is farm ourselves ahead on what we know we need. And that's always going to be superior basic catalysts. There's only 3 nodes for these, and you need like 600 of them per gear piece in the tier 14 range. So we're going to farm these up. All right, and I can come back and reform these later. 50s for recharges on something I need this badly. Doesn't usually bother me, but I don't really need them immediately. So let's go ahead and see about farming some more of those health catalysts. And then we'll just jump over to the campaign section and just see what nodes look juicy to us. But for right now, I'm going to farm, because I know I'm going to be spending these next, and then I'm going to end up with none of them. So I'm going to go ahead and farm these nodes up so that I'll have a nice base of health catalysts to spend after I get the next piece of gear onto Symbiote. There we go, and that's good. I'm satisfied with that. So we're going to go to campaign nodes. We're going to start at the Nexus here and work back on all these T4 nodes and just see what looks good. Okay, so we kind of need some more unstable molecules, so we're gonna farm that up. Last I saw, we were really short on isomers. right? So we're going to farm this up, and damage catalysts never hurt. And that's all we got, but that's cool. We'll just keep right on rolling. We already hit you. We're good without that. And we don't need defense catalyst so much. It's about the only T4 catalyst we've gotten. Yeah. Been a good haul out of the stores altogether for me today. I do always want more catalysts, but not at 20 per. Let's see here. No. Yes. Yes. And I got some cytoplasms, but we'll take it. We'll take it for the catalyst, which we didn't get. We got all cytoplasms, but we keep rolling. It's all good. It all adds to the inventory. There are definitely more polymers. We need that. It all adds to the inventory, and there's plenty of characters that I'm going to be wanting to raise later. Right? It all comes down to that. So we'll knock out the last of these. And so hello and good morning if you're just joining us. I see some people filing in. My name is Vac. We're playing some Marvel Strike Force, hopefully at as high a level as possible. We got basically your usual morning content to roll through, and what we've done is we have just spent energy on our whale account, and what that means is I bought 600 cores worth of energy, which comes out to about 1,000 energy in the morning. But those cores are mitigated by the fact that I'm earning, 400 or 500 cores in arena every day. So spending 600 all of a sudden doesn't look so bad. It comes out to just a few dollars a day once you get this momentum going on this. So, hello from Germany, sir. Welcome to the stream. So let's go ahead and we will, before we go jumping in and attacking arena, which we're going to do, I will show you how a free-to-play player should start his day in this game. So I'm going to swap your view over off of Vac and onto my free-to-play account, whose name is Baxos, excuse me. Now this was my brother's account at one time, and still technically is. I've been keeping it up for him. He hasn't had the time to play. COVID-19 and the whole quarantine situation. He was mostly playing at work, and so things have changed. So I've been playing this to kind of get an idea of how the other half lives. Thank you very much, Michael. I appreciate that, sir. We love all the love we can get, man. Every like, every comment, everything helps the channel grow. And we're pretty new, so we're just trying to get this thing off the ground and see what people think of it. So this is the free-to-play account. This character is right about 4 million total collection power and has also been playing since the start of the game, or roughly a few months after. So first thing we're gonna do is just grab our free orbs, because we want those to be regenerating. And then from there, a free-to-play player is gonna start their day the exact same way that I do on my whale. They're just gonna spend fewer cores. You just spend what you have, whatever you earned in arena the day before, etc. So what he's gonna have is enough to buy 3 energy recharges, which should give him just enough energy for the most part to farm the characters that he wants to farm. And right now we're focusing on Hela, right? We just got her on farm and got her node open, so we're making sure that we're doing that every single day, because we want to get that Asgard built up to get him a Black Bolt. We got him an Ultron. We're working on a Phoenix. We'll probably get her next time around, but now we need to think about Black Bolt. Well, Michael, the characters that I completely equipped to gear tier 14 are the characters that can earn me cores, right? So that means I started with the characters that I use in arena. Arena is my North Star. I need to earn 450, 500 cores out of arena every day to keep my costs low while I whale out. This is essentially it. So we farmed Hela. We're trying to finish up AIM Assaulter as one of the last AIM characters that we're trying to get to 6 stars. And as I said earlier, I farm these characters to 6 stars and I quit. And the only exception to that is Hand Assassin. And that's because I don't want to wait for her to just slowly get a 7-star to get a 7-star Phoenix. I need a 7-star Phoenix as quickly as possible. So she's the exception to the rule. Although we didn't get lucky today. We didn't get lucky today. But it's not the end of the world. And then I'm going to hit Fission because he's a little farther behind than Shocker. And then we still have enough left for Shocker as well. We're going to be able to farm them all. So these are all my favorited characters across the top here, which are the characters that I am actively attempting to farm with. And so I want to get a Sinister 6 team built up so that I can unlock a 6-star Shuri and a 6-star Invisible Woman. So that's it. We're farming the characters that will help us get legendaries, right? That's the whole goal. Right now, he's using BKT plus Ultron as his arena squad, like so. And that's basically just holding down the fort. I can use that to climb him up to around 300, and that's about as far as he can go without getting a Phoenix and some other rare characters. And that's what we're working on. That's where we're putting most of our attention. And that's how the other half lives. So we're going to swap back over to the big guy now, and we're going to go get a look at that 500K Black Order team. Go put it up against some stiff competition. All right, so back to back. We're going to go to Arena. We got knocked down to 3rd overnight. I'm okay with that. I'm actually friends with a lot of the guys in this Arena shard. Well, a few of them at least. So I'm using a 498K Black Order team. And the other guys that are in the top 3 in my Arena shard also are sporting pretty beefy Black Order teams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on getting number 1. It's actually not something I like to do. Sitting in number 1, you can't make any attacks. It's just not a position of power, right? You have no control over what happens when you're in number 1. So my general strategy for Arena is I like to sit and lurk at number 2 or number 3, and then 10 minutes before the rewards get calculated, I start trying to snipe number 1. And it doesn't work every day, but a lot of times when I get sitting at number 1, I'll get sniped out of it because offenses pretty much have the advantage right now in the Arena meta. So I'll end up getting sniped out of the number 1 spot, and sometimes that can drop you as far as 6th place or more. And that's a pretty big drop in the number of cores I'm pulling in, and I don't like that. So what I do is I sit at 2nd place, and then in the last 10 minutes I try to snipe first, and if I don't, I usually get to keep 2nd place because most people are not going to try to take on a 500K Black Order team to get 2nd. They might for 1st, but not for 2nd. So that's basically my strategy. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit these squishies on the right side. Thanos is most of the DPS here, and I want to kill Maw. I'm going to go ahead and hit Corvus first since he's not stealth with this offense down. They flipped, but he who flips last flips best in this head-to-head matchup. So we'll flip all of theirs back, and now there's really not a lot they can do about that. Now they kept their taunt, which is regrettable, but we'll be all right. Ooh, I'm gonna kill their Corvus. Watch this. Oh, he lived. I'm impressed. But this maybe will finish him. There we go. We'll reapply our taunt. This might kill our Proxima. Did not. That is one place where I have been a little underwhelmed is how much damage the moon falling on you does. You would think that would be a little bit stronger of an ultimate. And really one of the most impressive abilities on Thanos is his basic as far as damage goes. So let's try to save Proxima Midnight's life here and kill their Maw in the process. And then let's throw our moon on them. Nice and slow light, because that's how I like to do it. Yummy. Yummy. I wish it did more damage, but still, it's yummy to watch. Okay, so we'll put the power couple in here on Cull. Hopefully this will hit Thanos. Oh, yeah. Okay. That piercing damage on Corvus is pretty incredible. The difference between gear tier 13 and 14 is more than noticeable. It's not a little tick. It's a lot. Let's try to finish this guy off, but we got a lot of death proofs to wear through. But there we go. And now we can go ahead and sit Thanos down and take that second place spot. So hello, if you're just joining us, my name is Vac. We're playing some Marvel Strike Force. Come on in, make yourself at home. You got any questions, shoot them into the chat, and I'll answer them as best I can. Me or one of my people who I've got hanging around. There's some Mortys hanging in the chat, I'm sure of that. I run a guild called the Mortytown Locos, and this is kind of our little corner of the internet, but we're making Marvel Strike Force content that is there for anyone to consume, and we hope it helps you. So if there's anything we can do to help assist you on your Marvel Strike Force journey, you just let us know. So I'm going to let that sit for now. I'm going to pick up my free orbs, which I probably should have already done, if we're being honest. Bad Vac. It's not that I would only send Gear 14 characters to the arena. It's just that the characters that help me stay on top of arena help me earn cores, and cores equals money. And so they are more important to me than Dark Dimension 3 or any other node going in this game. Arena is my North Star. I don't get number one every day, but I do get it most days, and that's good enough for me because that keeps down my costs. I'm trying to whale out on a budget. I have a video about it on my channel that you can see my strategy there, and I'm trying to hold to it. I've been doing it for 2 years now, and since I got to the top of the arena, at one point I was at the top of the arena and I fell behind the meta and I dropped, and I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. So I got myself a Black Bolt and Yo-Yo, and I roared back up to the top, and I've been there ever since, and I don't plan on leaving. So it's not that if you don't have any Gear Tier 14 characters, I'm not saying you shouldn't play Arena, but you should send your best into Arena. And if you have a team that's in the meta that is keeping you in the top 5 of your arena, then give them all of the investment that you can, because rest assured, your competitors are working on catching up to you. They want those shards, or those orbs, those cores. So many words. They want those cores as much as anyone else, and they are raising their arena teams to come take it from you. So try to be as strong as you can in arena. And this goes for the T4 ability mats as well, because while under normal circumstances, I really only raise T4 abilities that increase effects, extend durations, really impactful things like that, and I stay away from abilities that just add a little extra damage. But in arena, I raise them all, because a little extra damage could be the difference between a win or a loss in a closely contested fight. And you really need your defense to be as beef as it can be, because offense has all the advantage. They have a living human running them at that moment, and that's always more effective and efficient. So yeah, I go all in on Arena. And just to illuminate that, since we're talking about it, you can see here, this is my Thanos. He's the strongest character on my squad, the linchpin of my Arena team right now. And I have spared no expense. And the same goes for the majority. You get Yo-Yo on 7 stars the same way you get Minerva on 7 stars. You buy every offer you see. I don't know what else to tell you. If you're not gonna buy characters, or that's cool. You can get through this game fine. But if you're gonna buy character offers, those are the first 2 I'd start with, because Minerva and Yo-Yo simply cannot be effectively farmed anywhere else. So I'd start with Minerva and Yo-Yo, and then if you have any more fun money you want to put toward the game after that, then think about your arena team. So I'm way past it. Where am I going? So going to Black Order. This is pretty much my arena team. And my biggest regret, I love my Corvus. I need to get a few more T4s in him. We're working on that. Proxima Midnight here is an incredible character, and she especially works well in conjunction with Corvus. But she has some great status effects that she passes out. My biggest regret is that I did not pull more red stars on Maw. It would be very helpful if he had a higher red star total and more focus, so that he could land some of his effects a little better, particularly on Phoenix. But since I'm mostly fighting other Black Orders, it's not been that impactful. But I was a little concerned about it at first. And then Cull Obsidian is kind of the little guy of the group as far as power level goes, and that's kind of how I wanted. He's the only one that's not tier 14, because I'm getting him there, but I did break my own rules, and I slacked off on raising him because he requires bone marrow extract, and I need that marrow extract to get Symbiote Spider-Man. Otherwise, like, my next node is a city node, and I have no city characters to gear tier 14, so I don't want to end up having to punt to Punisher or something like that just to make progress every day. So I am putting Cull Obsidian on hold long enough to get Symbiote Spider-Man done, and then I'm going back to him. And of course I got all his T4s, but I don't stress over this, because if any character on your 5-man team is going to be the lowest, I feel like it should be the tank. All they really have to do is stand there and be a meat shield for the most part, and they can do their job. So he's got a ton of hit points, even though he's the lowest. You know, typically I want DPS to be the highest, and that's what I've got as far as Black Order goes, because their best DPS is actually Thanos, and he's at 112k. So there's my build strategy on Black Order. So let's go knock out some challenges for the day. I probably could work on, I need to work on that last T12, Gear 12 there, that last Tier 12. I've made a few stabs at it, but I need to come back and put together a team with Ghost Rider, something a little off that's probably going to work better. But I just want to run through these today. It's only a little bit of gold. I'm not hurting for gold right now. So let's just run through all that and get to the rest of this content. Okay, so let's see. We've spent our energy. We need Arena Raids Blitz. We need donation. I'm glad I looked. Okay, so let's get our donation knocked out. I'm going to do that concurrently with both of these characters so I don't forget. Not as close as I'd like. We're having some people with some personal issues right now, and we may be recruiting in the future. In fact, I know we're recruiting right now. I got some non-live bodies that I could replace. In fact, Miss Free-to-Play account over here is using up a slot in the Alliance that I would gladly replace, just to kind of let that go by the wayside. So if you're interested, and you might want to be a Morty and join the Locos, I'll put my Discord information in chat, and you just send me a DM, you know, give me your resume, and we'll talk about it. We're really looking for people around 4 million and up, but yeah, just give me a shout. And we'll just do that now, in fact, and I'll field them all after the stream. If I can find that number. All right, we'll do it later. This is not something good to do live. Let's move on. So we got blitzes to do. We're pretty far into the Red Star Blitz, and we're going to want to finish that up. Let's check the status of our raids. So I got an hour left on this right here. Look at JD. Go Jordan. All right. I think we're pretty good. We got 60% already, so I'm not even going to bother. And if JD overtakes me for first place, good on him, to be honest. Ultron is not useless. No, in fact, I raised Ultron to Gear 14 for Arena, and so I did end up using him early in Dark Dimension 3, and I would say he's definitely not useless. He's useful if for no other reason than to buff the group and to pad numbers, because those enemies you're fighting are doing massive amounts of damage, and if they're hitting an Ultron bot and not one of your primary characters, that's a big win. So he's not useless at all. I wouldn't say he's one of the best, but I used him for the first phase and I think the global phase as well, and I got no complaints about his performance. So we're gonna hold off on U7. We're just gonna let that raid end and save our energy on that one. Now let's just go ahead and finish the lane. I hate leaving shit undone. Pardon my French. So let's go ahead and hit this node. This is my Fire and Forget U7 team. It's a little less Fire and Forget on this final node. But if we curate it well, we'll probably be able to one-shot it. Sometimes not. You know, it's give or take. But this is a team that can run through an entire lane on U7. U7, the first, you know, I'm not up at the higher difficulties yet. But if just base U7, this team will sleepwalk through a whole lane with just autoplay. You don't even have to be at the computer for most of it. This is the one fight you probably should be. I have walked away from the computer on this fight, and occasionally I get a loss or a timeout if I do that. Yeah, he was expensive on mini uniques. But I had him done before Dark Dimension 3 released. So it was kind of like I was doing it anyway. I was using him on my arena team. I had him on my Black Bolt Yo-Yo hybrid that I was using in arena before Black Order released. And so he was kind of already ready to go, you know, as far as I was concerned. So we really need to get Danvers out of here before she kills Minerva, because that's going to be bad. And now Ronin, it's weird to have Ronin be a primary target. For the first year of the game, Ronin was utter dog crap. And if you saw any team that had a Ronin on it, you felt obligated to go fight them because that was the easiest team. But now that they've reworked Kree and also that they've buffed summoners, now Ronin is a pretty good character and probably should be a priority target at most times that he hits the field. After this, we're going to get rid of Rocket because that's the most DPS that we can drop off the field pretty easily. Although don't sleep on Kree Noble. With her ability to call in people to assist, she can end up doing a pretty respectable amount of damage, which I found out when I pulled her as my first 7 Red Star character. I was like, oh, this character's going to suck. And then, no, she doesn't actually suck. It actually doesn't suck at all. So let's get JJ out of there so she's not feeding energy to everybody. Oh no, we have got to get Falcon. Somebody drop that buff. Drop that taunt, people. Oh no, Falcon. Don't do it. Damn it, Sam. And here goes my man. Black Bolt does most of the heavy lifting on this team. I mean, realistically, Black Bolt does most of the heavy lifting on any team you put him on. Black Bolt is incredible. But he is most of the DPS on this team. Yeah, that's just it, man. I mean, Ultron is really low power rank compared to most of my other characters at this point. I would love to be able to put red stars on him, but he's still so useful in so many game modes. Red Tie used to call him the Game Shark because it was like cheating when you put him in, and that's still true to an extent. He's still a great character. I wouldn't want to do U7 without him. And I use him in a lot of raid setups otherwise. And he's still pretty good. I don't know, if you don't have a Black Order, you probably still want to be using him in Arena too. I mean, if you're facing a whole lot of Black Bolts, then sure, that's less. It becomes less of a critical thing. But let's see here. You said Red Star Orbs we're not going to count, right? So let's go ahead and knock those out. And if we're lucky and get a good pull here, yeah, we might get an Elite 4. We did. We did. Yummy. Me personally, as far as Black Bolt, I got a complicated history with Black Bolt in that I never read Inhumans comics as a kid. I'm kind of old. I'm in my mid-40s, and so for me, there was basically Spider-Man and X-Men and Avengers and stuff like that when I was growing up. Okay, let's grab our milestones too then. I didn't really know the character, right? And I first became aware of the character of Black Bolt. I was aware, I knew it, but I never knew anything about him and didn't read about him and was not a big fan, right? And then that show came out on the Marvel TV. And funnily enough, the guy who got cast to play Black Bolt is a guy I went to high school with. And it's a dupe. But I think we just got ourselves a 5. Look at that. We just got ourselves an Elite 5. Now this has the possibility to make for a good morning right here. I have 9 7 Red Star characters, and most of them came out of Elite 5s, actually. So here we go. Look, wish me luck. Wish me luck. It's not going to be nothing big. But that's a dupe, and we'll collect that and get ourselves a little closer to an Elite 6. And Elite 6s, beautiful. Beautiful. I have actually pulled dupes on Elite 6s before, and thus I have some Elite 7 shards, which you only need 2,500 to open an orb, unlike 5,000 on the rest. So if I get a couple of more dupes, I'm going to have an Elite 7. I can't wait to open that on camera. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just had marginal experience with Inhumans from early comics. So then, like I say, this guy I know from high school, Anson Mount, he ended up being cast to play that role. And I'd already been a fan of his acting career because he'd been in an AMC show, a Western called Hell on Wheels, that was pretty good. And he did okay as Black Bolt, but they gave him nothing to work with, right? I mean, he's basically standing there. Mute the whole time, right? He can't talk, and he's just doing this fake sign language that, like, apparently the Inhumans created for him, and it just doesn't carry well. And a large part of Anson's charisma is his voice. He went on after that show tanked to play Captain Pike on Star Trek, and he's apparently getting his own show there. Like, the Trekkies love his ass, and I'm cool with that. Because I'm a bit of a Trekkie myself. I live in the eastern half of the United States. I live specifically in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm from Alabama, a little south of here, but that is where I live at the moment. So let's see here. Hold on. We don't have an alpha raid going, so we need to fix that. And then we can get our guys going on that. So I'm going to send Baxos down this outside lane to clear the Cosmics, but I'm going to shoot up the inside lane and do the city nodes, because city nodes on this alpha raid are a little more difficult for early to mid game players, because mostly what you have for city is most people just have a defenders, and that's a bit of a tough ask for that defenders team, even a strong defenders team, to get you completely through that lane. It's just less likely to happen. So we like to go through it and use our Symbiote Spider-Verse team. So we could probably let these. I'm sorry, I'm picking characters over here on back. So we could probably go ahead and just let that autoplay. That first node of the raid is not so difficult, and I expect that my shield team will handle it with aplomb. They need to be attacking Mordo. Why do you say Mordo for last? What's wrong with you people? Mr. Bishop, how do you do today, sir? Please, welcome to the live stream. Come on in, make yourself comfortable. We haven't settled out a music situation. For me, it's a little weird to be playing without music. I typically have always played this game. I've got my 2 screens going, and I'm listening to my Pandora shuffle, and so for me, it's a little weird having all the dead silence. But I get it. I'm the content creator now, right? I guess I'm a YouTuber now, and I need to fill the space with commentary. Part of me feels like I should just shut up and let the action speak for itself, but I get it. So we're maybe looking into doing like some other streamers and having some copyright-free music playing in the background, of some sort. I've had long-time viewers and alliance mates, suggest that the other scenario is better. Just let people play their own music. So for right now, we're just sitting on that decision, and by default, we don't have music. What do I think about Star-Lord, Minerva, and the 3 symbiotes? I think that's pretty good, except for the lack of a tank. What I would do is I would pick one of the symbiotes, probably Venom. I don't know. I would pick one of the symbiotes to drop off and add instead. You see, Thomas is my biggest no music guy. Yes, Daddy, we did. I congratulated you on the win in the comment section of the video that you commented on. So anyway, between Star-Lord, Minerva, and the 3 symbiotes, the only character that I hear missing there, here's my thing on Dark Dimension 2. Minerva is the only character that matters, right? Minerva is all that matters, because Minerva, unlike other characters in the game, does not do a flat damage number, right? Minerva does, with that ultimate, does 10% of the opponent's health. And the opponents in Dark Dimension 2 have vastly inflated health pools. So you're doing a lot of damage. So what you'll find is in Dark Dimension 2, every time that Minerva uses her ultimate, she's going to out-damage your DPS over the course of the fight and heal your team to full every time she uses that ability. So the real secret to getting through DD2 quickly and getting yourself an Ultron is to put Minerva in there, keep her safe, and feed her energy, and she'll do the work for you. So what I do is I go in with Minerva, I put Star-Lord on one side of her, I put Thanos on the other side of her, I let Thanos tank, but he's also feeding energy to her as we go, and so is Star-Lord. So she's catching energy from both adjacent allies, and she's continually using that ultimate, because that's what gets you through the content. So symbiotes are not a bad choice, don't get me wrong, but I really believe Maul also, would be a pretty decent choice, as Thomas says. But I'm really all about keeping Minerva alive and feeding her energy, because that's how you get through that DD2 content. That's certainly how I did it. And then carrying a character along that can give everybody defense up for a couple of turns, like maybe Shuri comes to mind immediately, but also Nick Fury can do that as well. That's also very helpful. So now we're on the city phase. Yeah, we did lose to you yesterday, sir. We were down 3 people, and you guys fought well. You out-spent us, you out-attacked us. You did everything you needed to do. So, congratulations to you on your win. So grabbing city. This is one of the best raid teams in the game. possibly the best at this very moment. So anyway, hello and good morning to those of you that are just joining. Welcome to Mortytown TV. I'm Vac, and we're playing some Marvel Strike Force. So right now we're rolling through an alpha raid, just kind of chewing this content up. I'm doing the city lane to, basically just best utilize my symbiote Spider-Verse, which is a pretty good raid team. And we're theory crafting for Dark Dimension and arguing about music. So just come on and join the chat. Put anything out there you'd like to discuss or ask about, and we'll do our best to help you out. I actually did use Groot for my first run on Dark Dimension 2. I think my original team, I didn't use JJ, but I did use Groot. My original team, as I recall, was Minerva, Thanos, Star-Lord, Groot, and Nick Fury. That was my 5. That was who I opened up Ultron with. Now the symbiotes didn't exist then, and now at this point, Spider-Verse would not be, the symbiotes especially would not be a bad choice to go in there. But to me, it is 100% about Minerva and what helps Minerva. Every character on that squad should either be feeding Minerva energy or helping to keep Minerva alive. And that was my theory crafting. When I went in, it worked well for me on both runs. The only difference I did on my speed run was I took as soon as I got Ultron open, I took him to gear tier 13 and I swapped him out for Nick Fury, and I took him instead on the speed run, and that was it. That was the only difference. Oh, are you asking what equipment my Spider-Verse has? I think that they're all 12s, I think, as far as gear. All right, let's get BP out of there. That guy's deadly. The last thing you want is Black Panther to go on a killing spree on you. Carnage next. Oh, wait a minute. Ronan the Accuser. And this team on this raid at my level is kind of fire and forget, right? Most of the time I don't have to do a lot of active target selection. I mean, they may not go through it as efficiently as they could if I were directing them, but they'll go through it. They'll get you to the end of that lane. So much self-healing, which is really what you need for a good raid team. Going from node to node to node persistently. There's really just nothing better than a whole lot of sustain. All right, that's why S.H.I.E.L.D. was so good at it back in the day, and still is really, who else would you use on a global node, right? You use S.H.I.E.L.D., right? X-Men is, objectively a better team, but you'd have to spend so much having to respawn Phoenix every time. It's like it would be worth it. Yeah, I really need to just work. I need to work my Ghost Rider up both for the Gold Rush nodes and for the Gold Rush tier 12 and for city nodes. I really should. So we're going to do DD3 a little later in the stream here, so you can see exactly where I'm at, what cosmic team I'm using. And I don't think we're on the last cosmic node, and I am highly skeptical that we will finish it today. But you'll get to see a good bit of progress. I hate that we have to spend so much time theory crafting on Dark Dimension, but I know it's important to people. To me, I just hate the node. The whole game mode. I'm not a fan. I hated Dark Dimension 1 and 2. I'm not a fan of Dark Dimension 3. I think it is content that is purposefully designed to slow down progression and buy them time. I think that's exactly what it is. They got tired of people bitching about, where's our new content? And they were like, here's some content for you. See how long you want to chew on this. And as they know that everybody but the super whales is going to take a long time to get through it. I also had Mr. Sinister maxed to 14 when it opened up, and so I have used Mr. Sinister in DD3, and he didn't do bad. He didn't do bad. Particularly, I used him to great effect on the Phoenix node, where you're facing one or sometimes even two Phoenixes at a time. Being able to clone one of those Phoenixes was very helpful. I don't think you should take Spider-Man and Miles into Dark Dimension, if that's what you mean. I think Spider-Man and Miles are worth raising. I think that they're the best two characters to choose to go with the symbiotes right now, just because there's no other better home for them. I took them. I had them originally on Brawlers, and then I pulled them off of Brawlers to go to Symbiote Spider-Verse, and that's worked out well because I had a character. I had Psylocke needed a home. She had gotten booted off the X-Men, so yeah. Oh God, the Miss Marvel node especially still gives me nightmares, Justin. I mean, I don't even know how long it took me to get through that node, but it was a while. And when you've got multiple Miss Marvels taunting off of each other and healing, like it got very frustrating. And I got through it just by slow persistence, like any other node in that mode, and largely, I feel like for the opening and global sections, Phoenix does all the work. Right? I did some damage with everybody else. I tried to do some mitigation. Yo-Yo definitely was incredibly important during those phases because I didn't have a single tank that could stand up to those people. Any tank that I took out there would taunt and immediately die, so I stopped bringing them. And so what I did was I just went out there with Yo-Yo and cut all their damage in half, and that seemed to work fairly effectively. If Yo-Yo went down, everybody folded very soon after that. But if I could keep Phoenix alive with Yo-Yo, and Ultron spawning a bunch of bots kind of helped there too, but if I could keep Phoenix alive and keep them hitting Ultron bots or whatever long enough to get Phoenix's ultimate off, her Dark Phoenix ultimate off, then I could really do some damage for that particular attack. And that was how I kind of judged it, right? Like, if I stealthed immediately with Phoenix, they'd kill her, and then they'd kill her again before anybody came out of stealth. It was just too fast. You just never use her stealth ability right off the bat. You just stand there with her and shoot and hope they attack Phoenix and kill her, and then hope they stop attacking her, right? That's your best bet for a good result. So for me, it was all about did I get Phoenix's ultimate off, and that was a good day if I did. And then I just chewed through it day after day. You know, I got to jump in fairly immediately, like not long after it became a mode. And then, you know, I've just been daily progress like anything else in this game, man. It's all about daily incremental progress. There's nothing wrong with taking some mutants into global. No doubt about that. So Stormcloud's bragging about a lucky drop, and he doesn't link it. I hope you put it in Discord. Okay, so I guess that's gonna leave us with we got Arena Blitz, and that's it. Okay, so we've done our raids for the day. Let's see if we can make another arena attack. Hopefully somebody's knocked me to third, but they have not, and I'm not going to take first at this point in the day. That's kind of a sucker's game. So we're going to move on to blitzing. And we got a good bit of it to do. We're in the Red Star Blitz. We went ahead and got all the Orb Assault milestones done, which we can do with just about half a rotation from Tier 1 up. But what we really need to be doing now is just grinding out some points on old Vaccaroni here. And we can probably start at 8-3 with Brotherhood. We're not going after Mercs though. This is kind of a weird team. We'll try that. No city mutants. I didn't realize that. Okay, so we're going to go right at Minerva. She's the biggest threat in this 5. I don't think disruption is really my big thing here. So let's go ahead and start the wombo combo properly. It's going to be a lot of belly bumps as they start attacking us. I love it when she extends buffs, debuffs that are not there. And thankfully the tank is nice and centrally located, but we don't get to hit Minerva. So we're gonna attack Iron Man, try to hit as many targets as possible. It's really more about attacking a position with this team than attacking a specific character. Although I am going to go ahead and disrupt Cap, which he died from. But if he hadn't died, then that would have prevented him from taunting, which I think he was just about ready to do. So she brings back Wanda, but I don't think that's going to be that important. We're gonna knock them all down pretty quick from here. And in fact, I bet I can just autoplay it, and that'll happen. Yep, no sweat. So we love red star orbs, right? So we're gonna go ahead and knock out a couple of rotations. We'll just do one rotation, and then we'll go do DD3, okay? And then I'll come back and do some more rotations with what time I have left, because we want to jack up and get as many red star orbs as we can get. Vac loves red star orbs because Vac loves red stars. And my general strategy, I don't care about things like seed theory and stuff like that. And that just sounds like conspiracy theories to me, and I don't truck with conspiracy theories. So what I focus on is just opening as many red star orbs as I can manage. I quit buying the offers back when they weren't worth it, and when they started adding in the system for elites, then I started playing around with that a little more and buying some more of them. And then since they've made the change that you get elite shards on the outside pillars, now I buy them all. I buy every offer I see. So let's get some bots down. Move some DPS around. And let's clone ourselves a Punisher. Let's get Crossbones off the field before he tries to blow up on us. Medic is still absolutely our focus, although she might be dead man walking at this point. Let's top off health and the assist. Honestly, Blake, here's my recommendations on purchases. Any money that you cannot comfortably afford to spend, you should not spend on this game. But if you have the disposable income to put money into this game, then 100% that money should first be going to energy every day. Buy some cores at the best rate. Buy that $100 core pack. That'll give you 8,000 cores. Spend 600 of them a day buying energy refreshes, which should give you about 1,000 energy to spend first thing in the morning every morning. And then if you are using that advancement to work on arena above all else, then you will eventually get to a point where you're earning most of those 600 cores back from your arena. And so then your costs start to drop. Beyond that, if you have some money to spend, I recommend spending it on characters that you cannot gain any other way, like Minerva and Yo-Yo specifically. And if you want to buy any character offers past that, I would focus on characters that are meta in arena that will return cores to you. And any other characters, I mean, just if you have the money, sure, go knock yourself out. But if you're trying to budget, that's the order that you should be putting your money into things in this game. So energy, buy energy with cores, buy energy offers. I love the endless energy offer. It's one of the best things out there. And just try to be efficient. That's what I do. But I absolutely do. Since I have the money, I absolutely do buy Red Star orbs. Yeah, Blake. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Okay, my apologies then. I didn't mean to run through the spiel on you then. I was just trying to be helpful. Yeah, then absolutely. Yeah, I do buy the Red Star orbs. Like I said, I stopped buying them for a long time because they really weren't worth it, right? If all I'm getting is dupes and they didn't have the elites in yet, and I was like, well, this shit ain't worth it, and I quit buying them. But when they put elite Red Star orbs into the game, I was like, okay, we'll try this, and I bought a few here and there, right? But I didn't really go heavy. But then when they did that change a few months back, and they made it where you get the elite shards on the outside. They added those 2 outside pillars to the Red Star orb. At that point, I was like, yeah, I got to go hard on these because I'm making progress toward elites. Every one that I buy, even though they're pretty much all dupes, because I have every character to 4 red stars at this point. It's still, I still, now it's worth it to me, right? It's still if it were out of my entertainment budget, then absolutely not. I would not. But since it's still within what I can reasonably spend, I absolutely go after them, and they've served me well because I've gotten a lot of 6 and 7 red star pulls out of elite orbs. That has gone really well for me, and I've even gotten enough dupes out of elite 4s now that I'm really marching down and getting. I've already opened 2 elite 6s so far. And I have a good amount of points where if a couple of more Elite 6s that give me dupes, and I'm going to be opening an Elite 7. And that'll be sweet. I can't wait to do that on camera. I'm kind of mad that I have opened so many Red Star orbs without ever filming it because people seem to really enjoy the content. So I might shift gears and start hoarding them and doing big Red Star openings in the future. I tell you what I do. Sometimes they'll have those offers for 3 to 5 red stars on a specific character, and I know for a fact that I've already got that character to that red star, but getting a nice chunk of elite 4 shards just for like $3, that's a pretty good value to me, so I buy them, right? Even though I know I've got that character already, just to get the elite 4s, man. Because those elite 4s have paid dividends to me. They lead to elite 5s, and elite 5s have been where I've gotten most of my 7 red stars. At this point in the game, I have 9 7 red star characters. I'd love to get that to a nice round 10. I would love to. But, luck comes and goes, and you gotta just wait your turn. That's a nice beefy roster, Blake. Sounds like you're sitting pretty, man. It's a good position to be in. It's when things really start picking up steam too, right? There's a real rich get richer effect in this game, and the more you have, the easier it becomes to get new stuff, right? Blitz characters. Hell, I don't have a big problem getting stars on Blitz characters because I have a massive TCP roster that will let me earn high points in Blitz without a whole lot of effort. So, here we are just rolling through these 8-3, we're earning 100K a shot. Oh. Getting BB to 7 star when he pops up. I have a 6 red star BB, and I would love that 7 stars. I would love that. That's a great pull. My only real meta character that I've pulled 7 stars on is Corvus Glaive. Ooh, a 7 red star Carnage. That is dope, man. That is dope. All right, so we're going to beef everybody up with some defense ups. We probably want to try to get Rocket off the field just as fast as we possibly can here. Although I'm going to go ahead and taunt with M'Baku. There we go. Good job. Spider-Man is probably our next biggest target, but we're just going to do an AE on the whole group here, obviously. Nice, nice. So even Wakanda, if you get the right matchup, even Wakanda can do well at 8-3 and keep earning you big points. And grant you, I have a 7 red star Black Panther, and that helps. But he's not been doing all the work in this fight, not by any stretch of the imagination. They did get us with the Wakanda team, Blake. I agree. You know, it doesn't look good either way. Either they were being deliberately misleading, or they just know so little about their own game that they truthfully thought that was how that was going to end up. And neither one says good things about their development company, I'm afraid. We all got. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And I was really afraid that they did it to us again with Black Order. I went hard on Black Order, right? And I wasn't gonna go hard on Black Order because I was doing pretty good in Arena with a Black Bolt Yo-Yo combination. Yeah, you know. But I was doing pretty good in Arena, and I thought, well, I'm not gonna go hard on these Black Order. And then I pulled that 7 red stars on Corvus, and I was like, I'm going to go hard on Black Order. And changed my mind pretty quickly. And so I had a pretty good Black Order when they came out. And then that first day after Maw came out, man, I was doing some testing with some friends in Arena. And, you know, I'm like, hey, you know, attack this defense. Tell me how tough this is to take. And they were pushovers, man. And so I was really disappointed that first couple of days, really that first whole week that Black Order was out. And I really felt like we'd been had, right? But a couple of bug fixes, and it really turned that team around, like in a drastic way. So, you know, I'm all good on them now, and I'm going to try to hold my fire and keep my powder dry on the next team they release until they have a chance to smooth out the bugs after release, because that seems to be a pretty prevalent thing right now. Right, all of a sudden they were trash. They were like a good more offense team at first, and that was going to be it. Like the only character anybody was using in Arena was Maw. But those bug fixes, like Thanos is especially brutal right now. He's incredible, and I have no regrets on maxing him out at all. Sinister Six doing good work at 8-3. It's just all about finding them good matchups. Some of these teams can only do 8-3 if you find them a good matchup. Some of these teams can beat anybody you put in front of them. And so you just got to know which are which and be real selective in who you pick. Yeah, I'm the same way. My Thanos is exactly the same. 6 red stars, gear tier 14, 112k. And that is a valuable asset to have on your team. I'm going to stand up a minute and stretch my legs. Don't worry. You're coming with me. All right. Oh, that feels good. It's good for my circulation, people. Long play sessions. It's important to stand up and move around a little bit every now and then, but we don't want to leave the action. So we're just going to... I bought this desk that can elevate up and down on electric motors, and it's pretty dope. It's called an Apex desk. I'm not sponsored or anything. I just bought the desk and I like it. Yeah, I actually did run a BKT team for a long time, Thomas, and they were pretty good. I still run a BKT team on Baxos. All right, let's see here. I don't like any of those matchups for those guys. That one I like for brawlers. All right. Storm is nice and squishy, so we'll work from that end. We want to avoid setting off the Hulk if we can help it. All right, let's hope he doesn't dodge. We'll throw some big damage. Ah, damn it, Peter. You never dodge for me. Yep. Thanos is an excellent energy battery. There's no denying it. And that's why I recommend the first three characters I think anybody should take into Dark Dimension 2 are Minerva, Star-Lord, and Thanos. Well, we lost Gamora, but she's always been a little squish. And honestly, Captain Marvel could finish this thing off from here. And she does. And she does. So hello if you're just joining us. I'm back. We're playing some Marvel Strike Force. You've found your way to Mortytown TV. This is our little corner of the internet where we're streaming Marvel Strike Force every day. And I'm doing my best to put out some short form content, some shorter videos on YouTube for people to consume that will do a little bit to explain how and why I play this game the way I do. My brother and a few alliance mates have been pushing me for a while to make some content and try to get out there and give back to the community. And I like a lot of people have learned initially how to play this game from other content creators, watching their videos and informing myself. I'm not an envoy. I get no advanced information from the developer, right? Watch Black Order. I'm gonna put them on autoplay and watch how they'll eat through this. I get no information from the developer. I learn everything from reading the blogs, etc., and watching the envoys, basically the content creators who are envoys, just like everybody else. But I have picked up a lot of knowledge on how the game goes and what game modes are like in my 2 years of playing. And if I can do anything to help people out there to have an easier time on their Marvel Strike Force journey, I'm glad to do it. I am glad to do it. And in the meantime, if you just want to see some high-level content, I'm happy to accommodate on that as well. So let's see here. We'll get my 400k Asgard in here and try to get a win. And that's the real secret on blitzes, basically, is total collection power. Stronger teams equals stronger opponents equals more point scores. All right, so let's see if we can't get War Machine out of here, if they'll help us out with that. Oh yeah, both good teams. And good, he lived long enough that we can spread all that around and really make the rest of this easier. All right, so let's, I wonder if I don't think we're going to be able to kill anybody else before he taunts. So let's go right at Thanos, and we'll try to kill him before he can self-heal. Did he not taunt? Why did he not taunt right there? Alright, we can roll with it. It is not going to matter. Thor got angry. So we'll go ahead and we'll stealth everybody and let them play with some illusions for a minute. Little slice and dice with Sith. She got to feel like a DPS for a moment there. She's not. She totally isn't. Terrible damage, but still. That's not what she's there for. All right, says 4.5 million, pushing right on up. I want to get at least 5 before I go to work, and then while I'm at work, hopefully I'll get the time to jack up toward 10. I don't know. I don't know. All right, so let's see here. Can I get a good matchup for AIM? Maybe on the defenders. Maybe. We'll try. We might have to back out of this quickly. And there's no shame in beating a quick retreat if you're trying to maintain your 8.3. You know, that's, you know, you're going to lose a lot more points dropping down to 8-1 than you would from just backing out and scrapping a team for that rotation. The main thing here is, do they kill Scientist Supreme before I can taunt? And they did. So there's no chance on this. Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. No! I just screwed myself on points. I am so mad. I was doing a ton of that for the Unity Blitz, and now I've trained my brain to hit the wrong button. That hurt a lot. So let's take them back in there, because they're certainly going to be able to handle an 8-1. Damn it, man. That's regrettable. But whatever, we'll just push on. Spread some slows around. Of course. I love it how he just invalidates that stealth. Like, no, I'm gonna taunt. Like, who taunts on crossbones? The computer. That's who. All right, we'll flip these debuffs. That's the most damage I've seen that ability do in forever. Oh, Yuka Arrow. God, I used to love that ability so much. Keep that taunt up. Keep that taunt up. All right. I think let's jump back over here and get Crossbones so we can put a slow on Yondu, and we can probably just go on ahead and finish him off. And now we can worry about getting Hand Sentry out of my way. Probably still the best minion in the game. All these summoners. All right, we're golden now. We're golden. Can roll on through that. We're done raiding on Baxos. All right. 4-6. Somewhere right around 5 is really the goal for this morning. We still need to do Dark Dimension 3, so that'll be next after we finish this rotation. Look at that Thanos. He's just inevitable. There's an 81k Thanos Right there in the middle. No matter what we do, he is inevitable. No good choices here. So we'll go with door number 3. And I think maybe Fantastic Four can pull it off. They're way better in war offense than they are blitz, so we'll see. We got, about a half dozen more fights for this blitz rotation. We'll get ourselves to 5 million points. And then we will go do Dark Dimension 3. We'll throw a dinosaur in their face. Barrier up. Which will help take a lot of this burst DPS. We're going to get Rocket out of there before he can bother to use his ultimate. Very important. And since Thanos is going to be needy and demand attention, we're going to go straight at him before he can self-heal. And before, hopefully we can just essentially outburst damage her ability to heal him. There we go. Draw some pretty pictures with fire. And that should just about finish her off. There we go. On to Gamora. And then we can just wear down Groot and call this one a win. Should be 4-7. There we go. Moving on up. So hello, good morning. If you're just joining us, welcome to Mortytown TV. I'm Vac and we're playing some Marvel Strike Force. Right now we're rolling through a blitz rotation on the Red Star Orb blitz because Vac loves Red Star Orbs. We're just trying to get ourselves up around 5 million points before I go to work. Any spare time I get at work, I'll put into blitzing. And we can hopefully get ourselves around 10 million by the end of the blitz. I'm not like a heavy blitzer. I go real hard on new characters. And honestly, as I've gotten more and more toward the end game, I blitz less and less. Because more and more there are characters that I just don't need. So, like, yeah, I mean, there's no need for me to do anything on a lot of blitzes. And I just come in and I get my 2 dailies. But Red Star Blitz, this is the one blitz every week that I'm doing hard. And any new characters, I'm going hard. And then, of course, that Unity event, that had me going hard, too. So I earned a whole bunch of Mr. Fantastic shards that I didn't need. I did not need. But we got Negasonic to 6 stars, and that was pretty much the goal. So good. These Inhumans are so good. Alright, that's 4-8. So we're easily going to get 5 and change by the time we're done with this. And honestly, it probably will have time for a second rotation after we do DD3. We'll see. I might knock off and get some real life stuff done around the house before I go to work. So let's see who's a good spot for our power armor. Really no bad choices here. We'll go ahead and take out this defender squad for the easy points. If you really want to min-max, then on the teams that you're sure will smash anybody you put in front of them, like Inhumans and Black Order, just go for whatever team. Forget about composition. Just take the team that is the highest power, because that's the one that'll score the most points. All right, so let's ability block. There we go. I would ability block Punisher if he were here, but he's not. So this is going to be kind of an easy win. This team would be much scarier with a Punisher standing there in that Wolverine spot. Wolverine, unfortunately, just does not scare me under any circumstances, really. Even facing X-Men, he's one of the last guys I'm thinking about. Now that sucks. Wait a minute. Maybe he just made me rethink that. It is a 117K Wolverine. Holy moly. So all we can do now is just start up the Wombo combo without the buff and see how we do. I don't know. We'll see. Might still be able to pull this off. Yeesh. All right, so let's get Daredevil out of here. He's doing a lot of the damage. If I have my way, the next T4 I'm going to equip is going to be a piece of gear on Symbiote Spider-Man. I'm trying to get Symbiote Spider-Man ready to go for the city phase. There's 4-9. I'm trying to get Symbiote Spider-Man ready to go for the city phase of Dark Dimension 3. And he's got 2 pieces of gear left. And I'm about halfway through the last Cosmic Node. So it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. So it looks like what I may do is if I have enough time, I'm going to finish out Symbiote Spider-Man. And then after that, I'll probably start the Cosmic Nodes with him by himself. And he's probably not going to do great, but we'll make as much progress as we can while I rush and try to punt. And what I'll do is I'll raise up Punisher and Ghost Rider if I can. But Punisher is pretty easy to raise, as I understand, so I'll probably go ahead and put him in there to help out. And then I'd like to take all 3 symbiotes is what I'd like to do. But I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll find out. Maybe by the end of the city nodes that will be possible. Yeah, I mean, Punisher is just going to be a punt for me if I go to him. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But I do want to put DD3 in my rearview mirror. Badly. I hate it. I think basically Punisher would just go out there, shoot his one ultimate, and then die. That's what he would do. That's pretty much his only role. Yeah. No, I don't think I would stick with Punisher through the whole thing, but he might be somebody cheap that I could raise right now and get in there to help out Symbiote Spider-Man. Certainly optimally for me, it would be the 3 symbiotes, Ghost Rider, and I don't know, I hadn't really even thought about a 5th. All right, Blake, we'll see you when you get back, man. If you'd like to come back, come on back. We'll be here for another 30 minutes at least. I'm going to get this blitz rotation finished out, and we're going to do DD3. And in my experience, Dark Dimension 3 just doesn't take long. So there's our 5 million goal that we were looking for. And now we'll move on to the last team of the rotation, S.H.I.E.L.D. They've been in the top spot forever for me just because they're not my strongest team anymore. I've raised Black Order past them, but they're still one of the best teams out there for about any game mode you want to go into. They're pretty much no longer the optimal team for any game mode any longer, but still a great raid team for global nodes, things like that, and a wonderful blitz team as well. Now I really like this configuration, which is a little more offensive in nature than your typical average shield team, which is usually about sustain, and we'll just let them roll here. But I really like the addition of Trooper in between the tank and the healer does a lot of additional free damage, and of course, Coulson kind of makes the whole team a little more offensive than it was in the past anyway. So you might as well lean into that. Is kind of my thinking with this build, and it works out pretty well for me. This team has performed very well for me on war defense, and this is the shield configuration that I'm sticking with for the foreseeable future. I have a pretty good operative, and I have a pretty good assault as well, but I really don't. I just kind of use them on rando teams and blitz, and I really don't stick them in there very often. They don't come off the bench very much. So there we go. We got 5.1. That's a pretty good. We're at the end of that rotation. So now I'll come back 2 hours from now and do another free rotation, and we'll probably end up scoring pretty good in this blitz. I don't know about top 1500. I've never been a guy who has the amount of time to get top 1500. I've never run blitz bots also, so that's never really been me. But I try my best on new character releases. So let's see about arena. Maybe somebody knocks us down on arena. They have not, so I'm gonna hold there at 2. We'll grab our milestone, and we'll jump into DD3. All right, here we go. Our daily dosage of pain and humiliation. This is what keeps me humble in this game. You think, oh, I'm a badass, and you jump in here, and this stuff just humbles you. No doubt about it. So we're halfway through the last cosmic node, mission 12. Mission 13 is going to be the first city node, and then we're just basically on the home stretch to finishing this god-awful game mode up. So I really like this game a lot. I don't dislike the development house, but this is poor game design. There's nothing fun about this. This is just content designed to take a long time to chew up. That's what this is. So this is my city team right now. My cosmic team. 500k. They got a decent amount of DPS. Sometimes I can tank and spank if I can get the numbers on the board down to a manageable level. But if they got a full 10-man group that drops out there, then these guys go down as quick as anybody. So it's just a matter of trying to make that daily progress. The more times that I can get off Minerva's ultimate, the better, right? And that's basically the goal. So we'll try to get Ant-Man out of there. Here comes a new drop, and now we're very likely going to die quickly here. I will go ahead and use the defense ups to try to save us. I don't know if it's going to save Maw, but we still have Minerva around, and so then deaths are not as bad. We'll just go right at Vulture. He's some of the worst DPS we're looking at here. We're also going to catch a dinosaur in the face before long, and it's probably going to kill half our team. All right, let's drain and heal up. That'll do some decent damage all around. That's what we're looking for. I really need a taunt, Thanos. Where are you at, man? Here's that dinosaur I was talking about. We weathered that better than I expected, probably largely due to those defense ups that Maw gave us. So saving our res. Let's put some strong single target damage. Yeah, let's keep going right at Vulture. Don't y'all kill my Minerva. Don't kill my Minerva. So what we're really needing is the taunt for one, but we need... Ow. Oh, I love it. This will help. This will help a lot. Oh, yeah. Go Black Bolt. That guy does work. It doesn't matter what game mode it is. Yeah, so let's see about... let's wear down Namor before he gets back around to using that ultimate. Oh. Come on, Minerva. Hang in there, girl. Nope. Down she goes. All right, so that's probably going to be it for this particular attack. So we're just gonna use basics until they finish us off. We're gonna fold pretty quickly. We didn't even get any basics off. So yeah, it's fairly overwhelming odds that you're facing in here. You come in with these characters that are jacked up. They're gear tier 14. You put all these T4s in them. You're like, this is the best character I've ever had. And you come in here, they get their teeth kicked in. It's a bit humbling. It's a bit humbling. So I could bring the power couple in, but they're really not the best combination here. So we're going to go right back with the same team. We're going to make a second attempt. And I try to do 2 a day just to speed this up. But this is not a game mode where I'm going to wail out, right? I'll put a little money in it just to kind of cut the time in half. But I am not wailing out on this crap, to be quite honest. I put my money into energy. I put my money into otherwise difficult to get characters, and I put my money into arena. And there's no doubt that the rewards that I will get from this will help in all of that. I cannot deny such. But this is not where I would oh no. Well, the RNG was fine on that. I mean, it could have been better, but it could have been worse. I've gone right in and had Minerva go down in the first 2 rounds, and that's kind of a wasted day. And I will try to restart on those. But for the most part, that was fine. I'm just looking to make some daily progress. The faster I get through this, the more difficult my crunch becomes for city characters, in fact. So I'm really no need to be in a hurry until some more mini uniques show up that I need. All right, so this should just about heal everybody to full and do a good amount of damage. I've almost considered raising Star-Lord for this Cosmic campaign just to put him there in Maw's spot and feed energy to Minerva like I did in Dark Dimension 2. And I'm not convinced that would not have been better. I have not done enough playtesting to find out. But this is going okay. You know, we've moved through the Cosmic fine. I'm going to go ahead and use this ultimate, even though he doesn't need a heal, just to do that damage to them. So this is done fine. This is basically the gist of it. There's been no need to try to go raise a character like Star-Lord when I really need to be thinking ahead and raising characters for the city phase. All right, so again, we want to get Namor out of here before he cycles back around to using his ultimate. And we're managing the tank and spank fairly well right now. So what I want to do is, since we're facing the amount of damage that we're being able to hold up against, although I don't know, Thanos is having trouble. Okay, we're going to retaunt. But I am trying to put most of my DPS into Deadpool so that these guys are all close to dead. That's kind of where I want them. Because I don't know which one of these guys is going to drop the next grouping of foes. And there they are. There they are. So we need to get Thanos back out here ASAP. Let's get Cable out of here. I don't like his turn manipulation. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't drop another. We're in trouble now. That was a bad mistake. Bad mistake. But we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. So welcome to the family, William Kranz. I appreciate the sub. All right, so there went Minerva, so that's probably going to wrap up this attempt. But we have done some good damage. Oh, there's that dinosaur. I'm going to hang on to that buff since this is pretty much a scrapped attempt now. But I am going to go ahead and use, since there's so many enemies on the field, I'm going to go ahead and use that ultimate. There's no need to save it. So that was some good damage. We made some progress. That's Dark Dimension 3, right? It's just getting kicked in the face every day and getting back up and doing it again. And so we're getting there. We're wearing it down. We've got it down to just like a little under a third of the enemy health left in the node. And then it gets a lot easier. You can see this is 32 million enemy health on this node. But this next node, the first city node, is only 3 million. So what happens is when you transition from the first section to the global section, and then from the global to the cosmic, those first couple of nodes are way easier. And if you've got a good team going right into them, you can often knock one or two out quick there. But then once you hit these third and fourth nodes in each section, it goes to 12 million and then 24 million. And the city section is a little easier than all the others before it. You know, like I say, this goes up to 32 as opposed to that final node over there being only, being only 24, was it? So that it certainly gets a little easier there, but every time you enter a new section, it ramps up on you. And so toward the end, it starts taking an incredible amount of time. And there's no doubt that the third node overall that you hit in the first section of it is one of the worst PvE experiences I've ever had in my life. And I've done a lot of gaming. It's pretty awful. It's pretty awful. So yeah, that wraps up DD3, and I think I'm pretty satisfied with where I'm at on Blitz for the moment, and I got a few things I want to knock out before I go to work. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up Mortytown TV for the morning there. I want to thank everybody who's been here riding along with me live. I want to thank everybody who's watching this video later on YouTube. If you got to the end, all my love, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. So if you've been here today with us and you liked what you saw, you learned anything, you enjoyed the content, you know, if you got time, it'd be cool if you could give me a like, give me a sub. I'm not trying to make a living off of this, so I'm not stressing it either way. I just hope you like the content, but it does help me grow and gets more people's eyes on it, and that's always a good thing. So that'll conclude Mortytown TV. Thank you so much for being here. Till I see you again, be cool, keep gaming. I'm Vac, and I'm out of here.